what up YouTube? It's Bronze Wolf Alchemist bringing you another awesome video. If you guys would go ahead and like and subscribe for more content. Definitely hit that like button though. It's what gets more viewers able to see our video. Today we are going to be playing World of Warcraft while having a discussion with our guest Balto, aka Saith, aka Tim. And we're just going to be going over World of Warcraft and how it is all together, you know, how it's progressed over the past few years and how we both feel about the game. He's been playing it for the past 10 years, where I actually gave up the past 10 years and just got back into it about 3 months, so he's got a stronger opinion than me. It's just us talking. I'm doing some questing in the background, if you guys want to watch that while we just discuss World of Warcraft and how we both feel. I hope you guys like the video. Let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm just finishing these starting quests that you get from the garrison.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you make a garrison, you always have these startup quests to familiar yourself with garrison.
Mm-hmm.
Finding the garrison resources, building your barracks, stuff like that. So I had to do that real quick. It's easy experience.
Oh yeah.
We will fly through Warlords of Draenor. I think we will, even without heritage armor. We're gonna fly.
What is heritage armor?
So the heritage armor gives you look at collections. It's the horse picture right next to the group under.
Okay.
Yeah, shift key. All right, and then go over to heirlooms, and that is your heritage armor. It's all armor that is a replica of famous gear over in Classic WoW or Vanilla WoW, people would say.
Yes.
You wear them, and they increase with your level.
Really?
And if you equip it, you get experience gain, so you get an increased experience bump.
That's pretty awesome.
It's actually really cool. It's really cool. It helps out with your leveling characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Leveling alts.
I could definitely see that. So can you give that to your alternate characters?
Oh yeah. It's a
that
countdown.
Is awesome.
You want to get you definitely want to get them, especially with the allied races.
Yeah.
You want to get them because leveling is something that
I'm glad
a lot of people are doing right now because of the Winds of Wisdom, the increased buff you get right now, and that Winds of Wisdom buff is only around until Shadowlands comes out, at least until the pre-patch for Shadowlands. And I want to say that pre-patch will show up around maybe the end of August.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah, we gotta get on that then.
Yep. And I think even without the heirloom gears right now, the Winds of Wisdom buff, we're gonna level fast.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And there's a lot of quests. There's a lot of things to do with Warlords of Draenor, and we probably won't even see half of it. So that's a plus, because I really want you to see Legion.
Yeah, I do too. You keep talking about it, man. It must be really good.
It is good. It is good. Not a lot of people were happy with Warlords of Draenor. It's just a lot of there was a lot of expectations. And honestly, Blizzard should have kept Warlords of Draenor with low expectations, but they made it they made it seem like the patch to get, you know. It was pretty disappointing, and it was too long. The Warlords of Draenor was too long. They only had two raid phases.
That's
and
dumb.
The last raid phase, Hellfire the Hellfire Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year, I think a year long. It was over a year long. Just one raid, one end raid. It was too long. So Blizzard definitely learned their lesson with Legion. Okay, I think one more quest for you guys, and then I can get to Wargall. You know, I say, you know what, I say all the bad things about Warlords of Draenor, but I think Warlords of Draenor, I did enjoy it. You know, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I didn't enjoy it.
When did this? When did it come out of?
2014, I want to say.
Jesus,
2014.
really?
Yeah,
Have I been at it that long?
2014. I remember I was in. Yeah, I was in the service. I just moved from Italy to South Carolina at the time Warlords came out. I remember. I played every day. I played every day. The whole time I was in South Carolina, like almost 2 years, I played Warlords Adrenaline. And I only stopped. I only stopped playing Warlords for until the end, until it was almost over, because I got bored of the grind.
I can
I
get
got
that.
bored, and everyone. I had close friends who played the game, who I only met playing the game, and then they quit.
Wow.
They quit or took a break. They quit or took a break, and I was the only one playing. And I just felt like, man, what am I doing to myself? Like I need to live. Or like this. Like I just feel like I'm playing by myself, and I didn't like it.
Doesn't that suck? Like, I wonder, I don't know. That's the big thing I noticed about WoW is it feels like you're alone now. It's not a community like it used to be.
Are you talking about like right now?
I mean, from what I see right now, I've been kind of.
Well,
I
I
haven't
don't
really
blame
seen
you.
too many people out and about, you know?
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, the Scryers have at least the server has really gone down in like in attendance.
I wonder why.
I noticed it. I noticed it since Mr. Pandaria.
Oh,
I was like,
really?
man, there's not a lot of people here anymore. I don't know where they all went. I know my guild that I used to play in, like they quit, or they just didn't want to
You
play
mean
anymore.
the heavy rating guild?
Yeah, the heavy rating guild I was in.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
just
they were
quit.
top tier, weren't they?
Yeah, at the time they just stopped. At the time, and I was like, I was alone. I was alone, and they didn't want to play anymore. They would text me and say like, yeah, I'm done, man. And it's boring. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's when I server hopped, and I went to a full server. First, I went to a high server, and then I went to a full server, and there's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I'm not telling you to server to pay for a server switch if you don't want it.
Well, I thought about it just because it doesn't seem like, WoW without that
Yeah,
many people, you know?
it's empty. It's empty, and I think the only time I would want to be in an empty server is if I'm trying to look for rares. You know,
Mm-hmm.
'cause it's hard to find rares on a high server
I didn't
because
know that.
there's a lot of people. Oh yeah, there's people everywhere. It gets kind of annoying, but um, yeah, yeah. I think a server like this where there's not a lot of people is nice if you're like collecting,
Mm-hmm.
or you just want to RP or something.
I can see that.
But yeah, but I'm not. I'm kind of not like that, So that's why server hopped. But that was a while back. That was like 5 years ago, and it sounds like a long time. But
So, what
that was
made you come back to Scryers and not go to like another server?
well, my main is safe. My main is safe, and he moved. I kept Balto here because it's like nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. That's kind of how I feel too. I miss
Yeah,
the shattered dreams I used to be in. I don't know
yeah.
what happened to them.
I don't know what happened to him either. When I look on WoW, uh, on WorldOfWarcraft.com, the armory. There's no armory anymore. I should tell you. It's kind of like everything's on the website now, so you can
Mm-hmm.
just search a person's name. And when I looked up Shattered Dreams, it's still there, but I don't know who's online. I don't see anybody online.
Yeah, I noticed that because I was actually gonna rebrand the guild. I was gonna rebrand the Shattered Dreams Guild, and then I saw that it, they said it was in use. You couldn't use the name. I was like, oh, really? Huh? But I couldn't find anybody online.
Yeah, yeah. Just if you go on WorldOfWarcraft.com, type up Shattered Dream in the search bar and look for guilds, and they're there. Someone is there, like active, but
I wonder if they're in a different, if they're still on Scryers or if they moved to a different server altogether.
I think they're on Squires the last I looked.
Wow, that is very cool.
So so they're still there, but I couldn't find any name that looked familiar to me.
So let me ask you this: what do? You go to worldofwarcraft.com? Is that it, or Battle.net?
Sure. Yeah. Go to your browser and go
Mm-hmm.
to worldofwarcraft.com, and you'll get a pop-up screen, and in the middle it says Battle for Azeroth Season 4 begins, blah blah blah, buy Battle for Azeroth. Go to a search bar. It looks like a magnifying glass, and
Mm-hmm.
just look up Shattered. Type in Shattered Dreams, and there's guilds. Uh, there's 45 guilds with the Shattered Dreams name. And then you'll search, and I think it's still under describers. Yep, it's right there.
Wow.
206 members.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, it's impressive because I remember being there, and we weren't like huge, but I'm gonna have to try to see if they'll let me back in. I doubt it, but
Yeah, you know what? Just look up the guild master, whoever the guild master is.
Mm-hmm.
It's always on the top. So Dark Taker. Okay, so the next time you see Dark Taker on, like send him a message, I guess.
I think I will.
Usually rank 2s or rank 3s is officer ranks, if I'm not mistaken, so you
Mm-hmm.
can look them up. I think, looking at it now, I think Dark Taker is the best. Oh shit, Dark Taker's only 111. Huh.
That's weird.
Yeah, if they're not 120, I'm usually like, huh. That's
It's very weird.
Yeah, if there's not 120s, I haven't seen that in a long time, Jacob. There, like BFA's been out for almost 2 years now, and there's a lot of 120s. There's a lot of them.
That's
Trust
super
me.
weird. I wonder if maybe they quit back then, or maybe they just didn't want to get the expansion.
Well, I don't know, unless they don't get on at all.
I
Yeah, that's weird. That's odd, to say the least.
wonder what that means. Do you think they have any higher accounts?
Look through the list of people who are there. 206.
Mm-hmm.
View 100 at a time.
Okay.
View 100 at a time. So you only have to go through 3 pages. But if you find a 120, I would message that 120,
It's very
because if they're
weird.
120, then maybe they're on. Okay, now I have the quest. I have to talk to Drekthar in my garrison. He'll take me to Wargal.
Warcraft.
Okay, now I'm flying to the village now.
Oh, cool. Ooh. So when do we
So,
get
yeah.
flying?
Okay, flying in Draenor. Oh, okay. All right, here you go. You're in for a long haul.
Oh gosh.
So, all right. So what you need to do is, you know what? I can find it. Damn. Here, let me find it. Oh yeah, it's under exploration, I think. Oh wait, maybe it's not under. Oh yeah, here we go. So you need something called Draenor Pathfinder. So that will help you get it. So you need to explore all of Draenor, and then you need to increase your reputation with yeah, you need to increase your reputation with some of the factions.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do quite a bit of stuff.
Oh wow.
Lore Master, yeah, completing the quest, that's a lot. Master Treasure Hunter, you need to just find some treasures, and you can do that by actually like completing the main storyline throughout. And then you need to secure it. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot easier to do it if you're level 120. I'll say that.
Okay.
A lot of it you can do on your own. I don't think you'll have any problems with it whatsoever. It's just going to take time. Yeah, I did all that stuff when Warlords of Draenor was current.
Good times.
Yeah, it was good times but back then that's when people were on. When my closest friends in the game were on, so I would do a little bit of that stuff with them. They quit. They quit right before they got Pathfinder, at least, because the last part was actually when the Phase 2 opened, and that was Tanan Jungle, and they quit before then, so I had to do it kind of by myself.
Dang.
Yeah, and to say where they are now, they were worked on Legion. They played a lot of Legion when I didn't. I actually took a long break, so I was kind of tired of WoW back then. But they started playing Legion, and then they quit BFA after it was out for like 7 months. They saw the flaws in it before I did. So it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring without them, and it goes back to your point about like if you don't have anyone to play with, then what's the point of this game?
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
And yet that's where they are now. Actually, I think I only have one friend who's part of that group. She's online right now, and she's playing current content. She's playing end game content.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Do y'all
and
ever play or hang out or anything?
that's about it. No, we don't hang out. No, no. To be honest, like she's part of our friend group that I know the least.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
sucks.
I don't really know her. So I don't talk to her. But yeah, that's where everyone is at right now. It feels. Have you ever watched a YouTube video about? I'm gonna send you this YouTube video about like this guy's take on the expansions, and this is what the community thinks is part of the worst expansions, and they picked Warlords of Draenor and Battle for Azeroth to be one of the two of the worst expansions. And it's just some of those things that people see before I do, to be frank. And I'm like, wow, I didn't think BFA. I kind of thought BFA was kind of lame, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think Warlords of Draenor was that bad. I thought it was kind of a fun expansion, but everyone's taste is different, I guess. But
It sounds like they've conjured
True.
demonic
oh
eye
man,
sentries down there.
kind of went on a little rant right there, but at the same time, I think the Warlords of Draenor was funner than people think. I think it was funner than people say it was bad.
I can see that.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
I still remember when Burning Crusade came out. I was just getting into World of Warcraft.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of the best expansions out there. Of course, there's a WoW Classic right now. If you've seen,
Yeah,
you can play WoW Classic.
I just don't like. After you said that you wouldn't be able to like transfer your character back and get them, it's kind of like you know.
No, no, this is going back to the beginning. Now, but I never played WoW. I never played Vanilla WoW. Have you gotten to Vanilla WoW when you started?
Yes,
You
yes,
did.
yes.
Nice. Did you get what was it like for you? I mean, that it
Oh,
was
dude.
amazing.
Oh, dude. Like back then, I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, okay, so here we go. That's my fondest memories. I remember spending, in the beginning part when you start off your character, I
Mhm.
remember spending days just in the beginning spot. You remember where the Torrens start off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember spending like literally 2 or 3 days over there just, killing monsters because I didn't know where I was going or anything. Found quests here and there and I would do them. I remember it turning nighttime and looking up at the stars and the moon and going, wow, this is amazing and stuff like that. And then when I finally got out of there, honestly, I didn't start playing the game good until, because I was just running around, meaninglessly. Like there was no reason for me to like. I didn't know there was like a path or where the cities were. Everything was new. I had nobody to guide me. I was by myself. I ended up hitting the crossroads at like level 14, and it took me like a week just to get to the crossroads. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm running all around, and I end up going hitting that dungeon. I went the opposite way towards Thousand Needle, and I came across the Razorfin portal, for the dungeon. I was like, yeah, we'll go in there. I went, what's this? This is cool. I've never seen a dungeon, not knowing it was like a level 25 dungeon. Elite at that. I was like, all right, let's go in there. Went in there, got my butt kicked, didn't understand it. Walked out of there, did some more crossroads stuff. I stayed in the crossroads, like the Barrens, for the longest time, dude. I mean, for the longest time doing quests. Because back then, we didn't have the arrows, taking you everywhere. You remember that.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
it was like
you
go.
were on the rope.
Oh yeah, it was like go northeast until you find you kill the raptor or the lion or whatever. And you're like, okay, you're northeast. You've done past it like 8 times, not realizing what the heck is going on. And then it's like go to the oasis, discover all the oasis. You have the South Oasis. That was pretty easy. And then
Yeah.
you had to actually do these back in the day, like the Wailing Caverns quest. Those were like you had to do it, for the dungeon, and you couldn't do those by yourself. Like there was none of that queuing up or anything. You had to go in the journal. Hey, trying to do a dungeon run for Wailing Caverns. Any help? Oh man, it was fun times. But I just remember I randomly came across these two characters, okay? One was a Tauren warrior, okay? And I
Mhm.
believe he was level 60, the max at the time, and he was a tank. And he had his wife with him, and she was a rogue, a level 60 rogue. I can't remember her name, but they were cool as hell, okay? They were cool as shit. And he kept trying to convince me to become a Tauren tank, like a warrior tank, which I was not down for being a tank because I don't like the idea of, people depending on me to that point. I have to make sure to keep them
Okay.
off because back then being a tank was hard. I mean, it was hard. I don't know why, but it seemed like keeping attention of people was pretty hard. But he did a good job, so he kept trying to train me. Right?
Mhm.
His name was Palehoof. I remember it. So he took me through it, and I didn't want to do it. He gave me some armor and stuff like that, and they took me through a couple of dungeons. One being that Razor Fin down. They got me geared up, and then we finally ended up working our way up to Scarlet Monastery, which was my funnest memory. Okay, that's my favorite dungeon of all time for lower levels.
Yeah.
So I went through that with them as a, what do you call it, an offhand uh, tank slash DPS.
Mm.
Where you can switch in just in case the tank went down, or that's what it used to be called, and just trying to
Yeah.
learn. And I did terrible, by the way. Because even then, it was like, you remember playing Pokemon when you were a kid, and you didn't
Yeah.
know what the moves did. You just thought it sounded cool. Like I remember having like Pikachu, and I had like Tail Whip and Growl, and I had all these moves that weren't actual attacks because I was like, oh, Tail Whip, he's gonna hit him with his tail. It's gonna do a lot of damage. No, no,
Yeah.
lower
I
defense.
never used growl. I
You,
never used
you
growl.
never use Growl.
It's because I never liked it. I never liked it. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this doesn't do anything. I don't want. His attack power went down. I was like, I don't care about that. I just want
Exactly,
attack.
exactly. So one day I got my butt kicked on Pokemon, and they were like, "Oh, well, no wonder all your Pokemon have useless moves." I was like, I didn't think it mattered. I didn't know what it was. So after that day, I made it a point to completely disregard Tail Whip and Growl and Roar, and all that stuff, Scary Face, stuff like that. I was like, get out of here. But like on World of Warcraft, it's the same thing. I went into it going, "Oh, what are these moves? I don't know what it does." For instance, like back then, they didn't have it set to where you didn't learn every move. You know what I mean? Like on here, depending on what role you're going, you can only pick
Yeah.
from that move pool. Back then, you could choose from the arm spec, the defense spec, and the fury spec. And so I had some fury, I had some arms, and I had some defense thinking it was going to help me all the way around. Nope, I was wrong. I screwed myself.
Oh.
Yeah, but shortly after that, they disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. And they left me at like level 43. 43? 44. And it was over off of Thousand Needles. Okay, not Thousand Needles, but you take a, let's say you're headed towards Thousand Needles from the Barrens, okay? So
Yeah.
then you take a right instead of a left. You're not going towards the desert. You're going towards the other side where it's like forest and everything like that. You know what I'm talking about? I forget what it's called.
What's it in Kalendor?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's like, I don't know if you it sucks because you would have never really went over there if you came in during Burning Crusade, because that was more of like a, if you want to go that way. This was just a questing area I went to. Really pretty. It's like a forest, a lot of green. Most of the monsters are like moths and the tree things running around, the little shrubs, and the weird bear cat things that stand up, and sometimes you find them shamans, the little humanoids.
Yeah.
And if you go
I want
deeper
to say
into
it's
it,
Fel. I want to say it's Felwood.
yeah, Felwood, that's it. That is it. Felwood, yes. So that's where I left off, okay? So I got off for a while and I came back to play because I think something happened with my e-machine. I came back to play and I was still there. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll continue on where I'm at. And keep in mind with my e-machine, I'm just sitting there running in place, running in circles. And I'm like, oh my God, I hate this computer. It's a piece of junk. But I run into Rodney and I can't. Rodney. I can't think of the other brother's name. It was Rodney and somebody. I can't remember 'em. But they were just out there questing on their alternate characters and they were with Shattered Dreams. Dale and Rodney. That's who it was. Dale and Rodney.
Yeah.
And so I ran
Yeah.
into them, and I was like, yeah,
Sounds
what's up?
familiar.
I was like, can y'all help me out? And they're like, yeah, we'll do a couple quests out here. And I kept asking. I was like, "Can you teach me a little bit more?" Because I didn't understand how the game worked. Because I was always a solo player. And coming into a game this big, because people really don't realize how big this game is. This game is massive, like way massive than any game you're gonna get on like a PlayStation or a system. So they helped me out or whatever, and we ended up. Where was the last place they dropped me off at? We did all the quests out there. We did a lot of dungeons. They did a lot. They trained me up. They showed me how to play and everything. They invited me to Shattered Dreams. I met the guild leader, Simpy. I'm sure you remember him.
Yeah.
And then they left me in Jurassic Park, or that's what we called it at the time. It was the little area where all the dinosaurs were. You remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We did a
I
couple.
do. Unguro Crater. Mhm.
Yes. So we did a couple quests there, and then they were like, "You're on your own. We got to go do dungeon runs for the guild and everything. You think you got it now?" And I mean, that was like at least a couple weeks of training, because back then it was harder to level. I mean, way harder to level. So they left me there, and Burning Crusade just came out. Okay,
Oh,
and that's why
nice.
they were leaving. That's why
What
they.
level were you?
I think I was like level 50 something. Okay, so I was close to being 60. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. So they left because they got a couple of guild runs for the new dungeons in Burning Crusade. And once I hit level 60, it was like a requirement of the guild at the time. They went ahead and hey, you want to come over, blah, blah, blah. They did their whole little introduction, and I met everybody through Vent, which was the first time being on Vent. And when you're that young and you're talking to all these grown-ups, it's awkward. It is so awkward.
you talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him on Ventrelli, and it wasn't even like I wanted to talk to him. It was like, "Hey, how's it going? Haha," kind of thing. And like every time they talked, I would kind of like keep silent because I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to be that stupid little kid that was annoying. I didn't want to be that Xbox kid playing Call of Duty, so I just left it alone. So let's see. After that, they took me to Burning Crusade. Rodney and Dale both had characters that were about that level. I forget what one was a rogue and one was a warlock, I believe. And so they met me there, and they took me through the portal. And I just remember, oh my God, this is amazing, going through that portal for the first time. And we did all the Hellfire Peninsula stuff. And then when we did the dungeon over there, that first dungeon over there, that's when I actually got to run a dungeon with Simpy, and I never met him before. Him and his girlfriend, which was a German. She was German, I guess you would say. Yeah, she was German. And he was Simpy was actually ex-Marine. At the time, he was like 35, but he was ex-Marine, and he met his girlfriend that I think after a long time of playing World of Warcraft became his wife. She was German, and she was
Yeah.
really cool. And she, pretty much supposedly she was supposed to move over there to the United States. I don't know what happened with that. I kind of stayed out of their business. It was awkward, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I met them, and I was like, man, he's really good at being a tank, because that's what he did. Was he played that the druid bear tank, and that's what he did, and he's really good. And I met them, and they did a couple of dungeons with me, and then the rest of I'm gonna say the rest of the time until I hit level 70, I was with Dale and Rodney, leveling characters and stuff like that, and it was actually a good experience. And then after
Yeah.
that is when we went to Kara. Is it Caravan? Is that what it is?
Karazhan.
Karazhan, yes. Oh my
That was
gosh.
my first raid.
Yeah, same here. That was harder as hell. And that's when I met everybody in the guild. And they're all talking. We're all on vent and everything like that. I'm like, oh man, this is awkward. You're all adults, like 25 and 30 and stuff like that. I'm just like this, 16, 17, 18-year-old boy at the time. I was like, this is weird. This is weird. But, I did my part. But I just wasn't, I didn't understand I wasn't doing as much damage as everybody. They kept wanting me to be a tank, but I just wanted to be a DPS. But back then, warriors didn't do that much DPS compared to like other classes like rogues and warlocks and shadow priest. I don't even know if shadow priest is still a thing.
It is. It is. They're one of the most. Shadow priests are underrated this expansion. They're really really good. Everyone's talking about the nerf that they're going to get in Shadowlands. I'm pretty sad for them.
That sucks.
but they're really good this expansion. I think they're underrated. That and frost mages. Frost mages are really really good
Heck
if you
yeah,
give
they
them
are.
the corruption. If you give them the right essences, frost mages are so good. Two of the most underrated, I think. Um, because I think another the priest, another clothy. I think it's I think they're talking about holy priests. Holy priests are one of the best like healers out there right now.
Really. I can
Expansion.
see that though. That's what Joey Mecraft. I'll call him by that. That's what he plays, Joey. But for the Alliance, right? Freaking loser. Nah, yeah, but that was his first character, and apparently he was playing World of Warcraft before I ever played it. And I remember talking to him one day. I was like, "Hey man, you play World of Warcraft?" He's like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." He's like, "You gotta create a character." I was like, "Well, I'm on the Horde." He's like, "Oh, well, we can't play together." And I was like, "Well, I'll create." I was like, "Well, I guess I'll go ahead and create a character on your side." And I created one of the Night Elves. And he met me there, and pretty much I felt like he was just showing off the entire time with his awesome powers. I was just like this little noob still. I was like, "Yeah, let me check it out." So, I checked it out for a little bit, and I did not like it. I was like, "Yep, I'm definitely Horde through and through. That's for sure." Because I wasn't even impressed, and a lot of the people I didn't really like either. I didn't have that connection with, I guess. But if that's all they had, I'm sure I would have gotten into it at some point in time. But yeah, he's got a couple alternate accounts. He actually made a account for Scryers. It's one of the alter races. I think it's a troll druid. I think is what the alternate troll, whatever those are.
The Zandalar.
Yeah, he made one of those, which I see a heck of a lot of those for some reason. What else?
Yeah, they have their racial abilities are amazing.
Why?
They have three racial abilities. They have three racial abilities.
That's
One of them
crazy.
one of them is you fly on a pterodactyl and have slow fall speed on a
Wow.
pterodactyl. The other one is a buff from one of their loas. So you can choose from six loas to have a buff, and each buff is unique to the loa, which is pretty interesting. And then there's another one I think as well. I forgot what it was, but that's a lot of racials. Uh, and, and they look pretty cool too.
They're kind of overpowered. That's not
Uh,
fair.
uh, uh, so, you know what server he plays on, the Alliance?
I do not. I do not know what server he plays on for the Alliance.
He probably plays on a high one, I think.
Yeah, probably. What did he play at? I can't remember what it was. I know I went to that server, I created an alliance, and I was like, yeah, I want to play with you. I want to play with somebody. And it just didn't work out because we were never online at the same time. That's kind of the issue right now, actually, is I try to play with them one day. One day I try to play with him, and we did a random dungeon. He had like a level 40, 43, no, yeah, level 43 character. No, it was like 48 because he's been leveling it for a while, you can tell. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and meet up and do a random dungeon because that's what he was doing, trying to knock out the dailies, I guess. And I
Yeah.
said, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And we went to the one, what is it, the something rot, under rot. The sound,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. And we did that, and that one's a little bit longer than I was expecting. Well, I started doing it, and go figure, my woman at the time, she was like, what are you doing? You just played that last night. I was like, yeah, but I only played it for like 15 minutes because I was trying to make sure I was doing a YouTube video and I was just editing some stuff. I was like, yeah, she gets mad
Yeah.
about me playing video games. So annoying. I was like, I mean, I won't get to play with anybody else, at nighttime. She expects me to only play it whenever she's asleep, which is like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. But I had an opportunity to finally do a record session with somebody. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not gonna pass this up. So she was heated. So on top of that, she made me order pizza, okay? And it was like a high volume day for them, and they said they weren't gonna be at the house for like an hour and 20 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got plenty of time to run this dungeon then, no problem. So I literally just get set up, and we're like 15 minutes into the dungeon. You know, we're halfway through that one in particular. Well, the kids are being bad, and she's yelling. She's like, "Come here!" And of course, me and Joey have only been hanging out for like a few minutes. He's probably mad at me because I think he did a full server transfer for that character. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
So I told him, you know, and we weren't talking or anything. We were just typing to each other. It was kind of awkward, but I was like, "Yeah, okay. So, give me 1 minute." And I'll be right back. The pizza guy randomly started knocking on the door. I was like, "What are you doing?" And I was looking at the thing. It didn't even say the pizza guy left or anything. So I go, "Yep, sure enough, it's the pizza guy." And he had two different pizzas. One was for the kids and one was for us. Okay, so I just assumed she would know what pizza was for the kids and what pizza was for me because the kids don't eat supreme, right? They eat sausage. So I was like, yeah, so she should know that. So what does she do? She just immediately gave the kids our pizza. Oh, this isn't even, I guess I'll give the kids this then. And so she gave the kids our pizza and then complained that she had to eat sausage. And I was like, I got the supreme for us. She's like, well, you didn't say that. You just ran off to the game. I was like, yes, because I was in the middle of a dungeon. I was like, I can't just leave people in the middle of a dungeon. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I was gonna play with our. Why doesn't no one understand World of Warcraft? You can't pause the game.
Yes, oh my gosh. And I was like, huh. So I hear her, so I had to run back to the game, and while I'm in there, I hear her back there just kind of like under her breath. You can kind of hear, oh my god, this stupid game, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like grinding my teeth almost. I'm like, ooh. So finally, it was a struggle to get through the last 20 minutes because people were, you know, eating and healing and stuff like that. And I was doing terrible because I was not focused. I was not doing anywhere near the damage I should have been doing because I wasn't focused. And I was mad about that. So we get out
I
of it.
feel you.
And
Pause the
immediately
game.
I was like, hey man, I got to get off here because, you know, of some personal things or whatever. I'm sorry. We'll hop back on later. He's like, okay. And I had to get off. And I was so mad because he got maybe 30 minutes. And I was like, man, I was going to record this. It was going to turn out great. And even the footage wasn't even good because of all the times that I had to like keep leaving and pausing and stuff like that. It was just terrible. And I was quite mad. That's why I'm happy I got you because, like, I like talking to Joey, but you know we haven't actually talked to each other in forever, so I felt like it might be awkward, per se.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I talked to him through Messenger. Like he actually has a food truck. I don't know if it's his, but it seems like it's his, and it's an ice cream food truck at that. And
Okay.
he goes all around selling and stuff like that. And I've been kind of keeping up with that, but he seems to be doing okay with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's personal. Yeah, personal happiness. Yeah. If he enjoys what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
then no one can say anything.
Agreed. Agreed. It seems like he has a daughter that he loves. You can tell. I don't know what happened with his girlfriend and him. Not my business. Not gonna ask.
Hmm.
But you know, he seems like he's doing good. He's a good father. Still in good with God. I'm proud of him for that. That's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
he's doing good. I haven't really talked to Josh either much. I think I saw a couple of things. Josh Evano. I was like, yeah, let's check on him. He seems to be doing great too. Him and Olivia. I haven't. I don't ever talk to Josh anymore. That's very rare. I don't know why. It's just like that. I talk to Joey Dillender all the time, man. That kid. Whew. He's always
Oh,
he's always
I love
playing.
I love I love Dylander, man. Dylander is a great guy.
Dude, isn't he though? He's like one of the he's this is a weird way of saying it, but he's like very pure. Does that make sense? Like it's very weird to say, but like he's like I don't know how to say it.
He has he has his quirks, right?
Yes, but he's awesome and he's really matured. Like he's really matured since he
Yeah.
got married,
Good for him.
and she seems like a good woman too for him. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Good for him.
he picked good. She seems really nice. She's down to earth.
That's
She's definitely his type. He's just a
good.
good guy.
A good partner will bring out the best of you, and that's good.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah.
But if I could, to bring back to the WoW, playing WoW, like I understood like when I got back to the game 2
Mhm.
years ago, after a 3 year break, um, like I knew to my when I started playing, I think my second day, I knew that I remember when I quit. This takes a long time, and I'm not playing with anybody. You know, I didn't get a warm welcome this session. You know, welcome. I didn't get a warm welcome, not really, at
Mhm.
least when I came back. I probably got a comment like the same girl that I was talking about that was part of our friend circle.
Yeah.
on the game. She said hello, which was really cool to have. Like she's a good person. We just don't talk, you know.
Just talk to
We
her.
just we
Hey.
we don't have anything. We don't have anything like, you know. It's kind of like you and Josh. It's kind of like we should talk, but it's kind of like
I get that.
talk for a while. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Just-
yeah, I completely get that one.
Do you really? Okay, it's hard for me to explain. But anyway, like when I got back, I knew that this game would like eat up like my time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I didn't want to lose what I had with my family.
Right.
You know, I kind of want to spend time with them.
Absolutely.
So what I did was make sure that I told myself I'd make sure that if I'm going to raid, because I raid, but
Mhm.
I do it on days where you know I don't have to have family time. I can have this time to just raid and then be done, and that's it. And it's like that when I play the game. You know, even now when I'm just like farming or doing dailies, like I do it when I know I have the time to do it, and the game has to go second.
Absolutely. Man, you remember how it was back in the day for us? It was like a drug. It was
It
like
was
so
like a
addicting.
drug.
Oh my goodness, it was bad.
True. Yep.
I had like anger issues over it. Like remember we had that little scrimmage. We literally had had like a little argument slash little mini fight at my mom's place in South Carolina over it. It was stupid.
Uh,
And I still hate myself for it. 'Cause I was like, why the hell did I get like that?
no, man. No, man. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. It was just one of those things. Like, wow, holy crap, this game is like something.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, I always heard rumors, especially with Vanilla WoW, about all the divorces and the marriages that were lost because of it. But since I've been back, you know, the last month or two or whatever, it doesn't it's not so like grabbing me and pulling me in to the point where I'm like, screw work, screw my family. Typically when I play it, it's at nighttime when everybody's asleep and I've got, you know, a few hours to spare. Do I get a lot done? No. You know, if like for instance, like right now I'm doing this quest chain, and because the creatures here are kind of like on my level, it's like taking me a minute. I got to get 15 of these fell wolves, like killing them,
Yeah.
and it's taking a minute to just do one quest. That actually is what happened earlier. I don't know if you saw me on earlier, but I was doing. I did 2 quests and I was in here for like an hour, and I was like, really, 2 quests? Because I traveled from the Frostwolf camp all the way over here by foot because I wanted to hit up all the little flying spots.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's your first time experiencing this like expansion, and I love the exploration and sense of adventure that you have. You know, you want to see everything.
I was actually really impressed with the Mists of Pandora.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
said Pandora.
Pandaria. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pandaria. This is beautiful. I love the dragon. How do you get that awesome Chinese dragon mount? I want that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just go to the Jade Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the Jade Forest, and then you'll see a flight path. Flight path. It's the western. It's the eastern, easternmost flight path in the middle of the zone, and it's called the Arbitum. The Arbitum. That's how you say it. That's right. I'm right. The Arbitum. And then there'll be a quest there that says like, "Hey, get your own serpent," and it will be a small little guy. And you'll do some dailies back and
Mm-hmm.
back to back. You'll do some dailies, and you will be able to eventually fly him. You have flying in the Mists of Pandaria, which is good.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you have flying there, so you'll be able to see the quest, because one of the precursors that quest is actually having the flying. What is it called? The the Four Winds buff, which allows you to fly.
Ah.
So
Okay.
you just need that. Go there, and then you'll do some dailies. I think it's like a week or 2 weeks of dailies. A week or maybe a week and a half of dailies, and you'll be able to have your first mount. Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool. Because I
Uh,
saw someone riding it over there. I was like, man, I want that.
and another thing too is we can farm a mount from one of the raids. You'll be able to get one of the spectral looking
Oh, cool. Very cool.
it's a rare drop, but yeah, man, you can run it every week. What was I? what was I saying? I lost my train
Sorry
of
about
thought.
that.
Oh no big deal. I was just thinking to myself like, oh yeah, I wanted to go back to that the classic WoW because you started in vanilla
Yes.
and I started in Burning Crusade. So a funny story, I had when classic WoW came out last year,
Mm-hmm.
one of my buddies, he's kind of a new guy who joined our my friend circle, Kayla and Nate and Kyle and them. So his name is Jared. He's a good guy, really
Mm-hmm.
good guy. He plays classic WoW.
Nice.
He used to play retail WoW, but not seriously. So he really got into classic WoW, and he's been trying to get me to play classic WoW. He's on right now. Oh, he's on right now.
That's funny.
And I told him like I never played vanilla. Like I heard how awesome it is, but at the same time, I absolutely dread the running, like the
Yes.
quest that you do.
Yes.
Uh,
There's no
the
flying.
co- there's no flying. I just dread going back to it, and I didn't play vanilla WoW, so I don't know how. I don't know. You know, the one of the legendaries was what was it? The Windseeker, the Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot even the first name. You know,
Yeah.
and it's the most iconic legendary sword in the game, but I don't I I have no attachment. I have no emotional attachment to
And
it.
I can get that. Yeah, I completely
What I
understand that.
know is Burning Crusade. That's what I know. That's where I started was Burning Crusade, and I just didn't get it. I wasn't happy like remembering. You know what? I wanted to go back for the nostalgia, at least see the zones again because that's kind of where adventure was. But I couldn't. I couldn't. And plus, I was really liking where I was with BFA because it felt like it felt like uh, um, I found a guild, right? I found a
Yeah.
guild that did raiding, and I haven't raided since Dragon Soul.
Oh wow.
Seriously, raided since Dragon Soul. I've only been doing looking for raid since then, and looking for raid is cancer, pretty much, because not everyone knows what the hell they're doing.
That I
Uh,
believe.
Uh,
It,
so, so I found this serious raiding guild that gave me a chance, and I did well. I did well. I did 100%. They saw me doing 110%. So I wanted to stay with the guild, and I liked where I was. So I just didn't have that. Like I watched videos of people like when Classic WoW came out, like 2 hours of sleep every day, every other day. Whether they take off work for a week, and that's all they need. That's all they need. I think the fastest, I don't want to say this for sure, but I think the fastest someone probably leveled to 60 was like, I think.
it was rough. It was rough. I remember the leveling because, like I said, it took me almost a month just to get to level 14, which was nuts when you think about it.
Yeah, you're just killing mobs. The whole, yeah, from
That
what
was
you were
it.
telling me. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. So, uh, when is the next time you're going to be on?
I'll probably be on tomorrow. Believe it or not, I don't really have a set schedule. I've talked to a couple of my YouTubers that I like to, talk to. That I know a couple of them. Like one of them, he was really into the Borderlands because a lot of the people. See, that's the problem with YouTube is a lot of people don't play. A lot of people that are attracted to my account, whether it be because of me, because they know me, or because of the games. Most of the time, it's because they're playing a system. Do you know how many times people have messaged me and go, "Hey, is World of Warcraft, is that a system game? Like, can you play that on the system?" And I go, "No, sorry. That would be awesome if that could be a option, but it would never happen." But a lot of times people want me to play Borderlands or they want me to do this. Like that Ghost of Tsushima. That Ghost of
Yeah,
Tsushima.
yeah,
That's going to be one of my
that
big
was good.
ones. That is going to definitely be one of my big ones for sure. And that's going to be my plan is to rock on that whenever that comes out because with the YouTube channel, it's slow, man. It's really slow right now. I don't see me
On
getting a
mine
lot of
for
views too often. But with a new game that everybody's interested in, if I can jump on that bandwagon and get that out, that content, like that first hour within the first few minutes of that game coming out, people are going to click on the link and subscribe just so they can see the game and the story. And that's going to be the game plan, because I'm hoping that's going to be the game that sends my YouTube channel high. And I already decided if it doesn't, do it, because that would probably be my best chance, I'm probably not going to do it as often as I've been doing it. As you can tell, I'm doing like a video every 2 days of something.
Yeah. Well, obviously you should play what you like.
Yes.
For sure. For sure, you should play what you like.
But I know I've been meaning to get on here for the past 3 days, but all these weird random intros came in, like for instance the gameplay of Tsushima and Last of Us 2, which I will not play. Keep in mind, it looks amazing. I won't play it. I played the first game halfway through. It was a very intense game. Too much anxiety for me. I can't do it. It's not that it's scary. It's the fact that, like, I mean, it's really to the point where no, you don't have enough bullets. No, you don't have enough. It's very hard. I don't like scavenging around to survive. On top of having creatures coming out of the dark at you, and you have the creepers, which can they hide. They literally hide from you. You don't see them until they're right up on you. That freaks me out. I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
And the storyline is so emotional and rough that you actually get really embedded into the story, which makes it good. That's the selling point. Is it's a movie. You're playing a movie. But okay. I don't know. Ever since I got out of Walking Dead, I'm done with that kind of stuff,
Yeah, you don't have to explain that.
You get it, I'm sure. But yeah, World of Warcraft, I've been, how annoying it is to have to make a video about World of Warcraft instead of actually just playing World of Warcraft from time to time?
Some people do it. Some people can't do it. One of those, any big time streamer can do it. Tim the Tat Man can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Asmongold can do it. S-Fan can do it. There's some big name World of Warcraft streamers that they just talk the whole time. Good for them.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's hard. I think I don't know if I'm getting a little sick right now, but my voice is kind of raspy right now.
I hear that.
They probably drink a lot of water or something. Maybe that's something I should do, but I'm not a streamer, so.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I think having you on my YouTube channel and everything, us being kind of like a little pair, is really going to help out a lot, because I do better when there's multiple people around me. I'm more of a, hey, I want to talk to somebody. I'm going to talk to someone. And it's gonna make it fun too. That's just me. But when it comes to by myself, I'm focused. I don't want to talk. I want to sit there and focus on what I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like. I noticed it doesn't make for a good YouTube video, because you're like very intensely focused on this quest, and then you're 5 minutes in and you're like, oh man, I'm streaming this. I haven't said a word. Oh, hey guys, I just did this. It's like, come on, Jacob, stop focusing. I get too into games.
Oh yeah. When it's easier to talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
I definitely feel like that. Yeah, you're definitely right.
Man, these things are annoying. I could use your hunter.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I'm falling asleep over here.
No, you're good, bro. I'm actually about to get off. I'm probably gonna use some of this footage for later if you're cool with it.
Definitely alright. Yeah, I'm definitely cool with that.
Cool. Yeah, it was good to talk to you about WoW and everything, man. We're definitely gonna have to set this up tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get. What's a good time for you tomorrow?
It's sometime in the afternoon.
Awesome.
Sometime, 2 or 3 in the afternoon, which is like 3 or 4 at your time.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Because we'll have to go to the store and everything, because it's Sunday.
Okay.
And get that all done.
Please let me know. I'm probably not good Sunday night. I just remembered. But Monday I am good.
Okay.
Monday I'm good too.
I could probably get something going Monday, It sucks about my work schedule because it's like complete opposite of most of everybody. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to play with you, man. I'll probably make Fridays or Saturdays, one of those days, are dominant. You and me get on here and just play a game if you're cool with it, for sure.
Friday and Saturday.
Whichever day works best for you, because I know you're a raider, and that's a big deal. You know, to have
Uh,
to.
I raid Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh wow, that's interesting days. That's cool.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, interesting days, but it worked out. It worked out for me because I had school Monday. I had school Monday and Thursday. No, Monday and Wednesday, but Wednesday in the afternoon.
Oh
And we
really?
raid at we raid and we raid at night.
Oh
So
cool.
it was
That's
perfect.
perfect. Yeah.
It was perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, so if either one of those days, Friday or Saturday, work, let me know and everything. I don't know if that's going to interfere with your school or well, I mean, are you going back to school or are you just done now that you graduated?
Yep. Yep. I'm applying. I applied for graduate school. I'm almost done with my package. I want to finish my package tomorrow as soon as I get my last recommendation later from
Mm-hmm.
my supervisor over in Air Force Reserve. So after I get his recommendation letter and I finish up my purpose statement, my statement of purpose, basically it's a paper explaining why I want to go to master's school with my goals, detailing
Awesome.
my goals and stuff. But after I finish that, I'm sending it up, and I feel good. I feel good about getting to master's school.
You should.
I got the grades. I have the mentality. I have the maturity. I know people there. They know me. Um, and I'm basically going into the same school, just a different concentration. But I feel good about it. The only reason why I wouldn't feel good about it is the number of applicants, because the number of applicants can make the board, the graduation board, think like, all right, so we got a lot of applicants, so we're going to have to wheedle this down. And I don't know how they're going to wheedle it down in quotations,
Really.
but I just feel like that. I just feel like that is one of the things that is killing my motivation for graduate school, or killing my optimism from graduate
I
school.
can
But
tell
I
you.
think
I can tell you one of the perks. They'd be like, "What? You're Panamanian? We don't have a Panamanian. Get that guy in here."
I'm a guy. I'm a guy, and for the last I looked, there was a lot of women applying, but they need diversity, so you kind of have to
Agreed.
admit that.
Agreed.
But yeah, I'm feeling good.
That's
Honestly,
good,
deep
man.
down, I'm feeling good.
I'm proud of you,
But
dude. You did
if
it.
I
You
do,
you did really good.
thank you. But yeah, thank you. If I do get in, it will be all online for the most part, unless I apply for a teacher's assistant or something like that.
Is that going to be
But
hard?
is I don't know. I don't know. I'm the first guy. I'm the first guy in. No, I'm not the first guy in my family tree to go to master's school. But I don't know what master's school is like. And
Yeah.
the last person I know that went to master's school was my aunt, and she's 65 years old, and master's school is a long time for her.
Oh
A
yeah.
long time. So I don't know who to talk to about master's school,
How
what it's
long's
like.
master school go on for?
My program, I should be able to get it done in 14 months.
That's not
14 to
bad at all.
17 months.
Yeah, that's not bad at
I
all.
think it was 14 to 17 months, and I thought, yeah, this is great, and it's all online.
Perfect.
It's all online. So I was like, perfect.
That's pretty cool then. That's what's up, man. You're doing it.
Try for tomorrow.
Yeah. If you got the time, definitely message me and everything like that, and we'll try for tomorrow.
Okay, I'll shoot you a message then.
All right, dude. Sounds great. If you want to go ahead
All right.
and hang up, I'm still gonna have to get out of the game and everything and hang up. But yeah, man. I'll see you later, Tim. Tomorrow. It
All
is.
right, Jake. Good night, man.
All right, dude. Later.
Have a good night.
All right, guys. That was the video. I hope you guys were entertained. I know right now I'm just running around in circles and messing around, but I'm trying to follow up with an ending statement. But yeah, that was Bronze Wolf. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys would, go ahead and like and subscribe for more content. Definitely like. That's what gets our content out there so everybody else can see it. That's just how it goes, I guess. But I appreciate you guys watching and everything. It took a while to get everything going. We actually spent literally maybe 2 hours trying to get this little voice chat thing to work so we can both be on this little video call, believe it or not. So Appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys have any comments or any thoughts, leave them in the comments and let us know, and I'll get back to you guys. I definitely like that. But until next time, Bronze Wolf out.